Breaking news today.
Please subscribe and then check notification box to get all breaking news alert.
Trump furious after traitor Paul Ryan shows up to D.C. with nasty surprise for Joe Arpaio. Speaker Paul Ryan has come out against President Trump's decision to pardon the former sheriff of Maricopa County, Arizona, Joe Arpaio, for defying a court order which directed him to have his officers cease stopping Latinos his officers suspected of being in the country illegally. The hostility from the Obama Department of Justice toward Sheriff Arpaio was due in part because his officers were doing the job that the federal government should have been doing. Consequently, Sheriff Arpaio was ordered to stop these detentions of illegal immigrants, yet he continued because the security of his citizens was more important. A 2011 Department of Justice report stated, "Based upon our extensive investigation, we find reasonable cause to believe that MCSO engages in a pattern or practice of unconstitutional policing. Specifically, we find that MCSO, through the actions of its deputies, supervisory staff, and command staff, engages in racial profiling of Latinos, unlawfully stops, detains, and arrests Latinos, and unlawfully retaliates against individuals who complain about or criticize MCSO's policies or practices." What the report leaves out is that Maricopa County was a hotbed for illegal immigrants, hence the term illegal, and why the officers in MCSO were stopping Latinos they suspected of being illegal immigrants. MCSO didn't stop every Latino in Maricopa County, just the ones suspected of breaking the law. Since the Obama DOJ took offense to Sheriff Arpaio and MCSO doing their job, this led to Sheriff Arpaio defying the court order and subsequently his conviction for upholding the rule of law. A spokesman for Speaker Paul Ryan, Doug Andres, reiterated the Speaker's position against President Trump, saying, "The Speaker does not agree with the decision. Law enforcement officials have a special responsibility to respect the rights of everyone in the United States. We should not allow anyone to believe that responsibility is diminished by this pardon." This statement should be no surprise since it was also recently revealed that Speaker Paul Ryan was one of several high-ranking Republicans paid off by the Clintons to subvert President Trump. Senator Chuck Schumer said, "Joe Arpaio ignored the courts of law in order to systematically target Latinos in Arizona, the definition of racism and bigotry." Democrats claim that President Trump has made a mockery of the rule of law, yet they forget that President Obama pardoned Chelsea Manning, a traitor who was sentenced to 35 years in prison along with numerous other serious offenders. President Obama commuted sentences of 330 prisoners, second only to President Harry Truman. During the 2016 presidential campaign, Speaker Paul Ryan continually attacked then-candidate Trump, saying he would never support him or his agenda. For a time it seemed that the Speaker changed his tune, but based on his behavior and liberal rhetoric, it's clear he has no intention of doing anything constructive with President Trump. Matthew Boyle from Breitbart.com points out, Ryan has a brutal to-do list in September, with government funding bills, debt ceiling legislation, Obamacare repeal rejuvenation, and the beginning of tax reform coming up. It remains to be seen if he can prove he has the legislative chops necessary for governing. But for now, he seems more focused on virtue signaling to the left and the media that he does not stand with the president and will follow through on his October 2016 promise to not defend Trump, not now, not in the future. The hostility Speaker Paul Ryan has shown President Trump is cause for concern because it lends legitimacy to the claim that the political elite and the Clinton machine are still hard at work to undermine President Trump and the American people. Democrats in Washington, D.C., along with their Republican pets, have no interest in honoring the wishes of the 61 million people who voted for President Trump. Their continued subversive actions only prove that they are out of touch with the American people, and they are only interested in concentrating power for themselves. As they continue to attack President Trump, they solidify his re-election win in 2020. Sheriff Arpaio was doing his job in protecting the citizens of Maricopa County, yet the left would have you believe he is some racist bigot. The fact of the matter is this country has lost Americans because illegals were not kept out by the Obama administration, and Sheriff Arpaio was not going to have these tragedies in his county. Thank you for watching this video. What do you think about this? Share this on Facebook and Twitter along with your comments.